Hello, my Africa. Hello, brothers and sisters. I hope you are doing very well at your side. I have a confession over here. It is the grandchild that made me to connect with his grandfather, and it seems that his grandfather is a powerful sangoma. And how I connected with him, it seems that his grandchild was always watching my videos on YouTube. So he became interested into asking for permission to his grandfather if I can talk to him. So luckily I had talked to him. I was talking to his grandfather back and forth 2 days prior, trying to understand what is happening. And as he was telling me his story, it seems that he was just randomly telling me a story and narrating, sort of like a confession. Like I said, I was going back and forth with the old man, and he said pretty much everything that I feel that I needed to hear. And I believe in him because he was saying most of the things that I personally know. Because like I said, I have a lot of experience stuff. I know, I understand. But I'm not here to say a lot. It seems that his narration of the story, it would take like maybe 4 hours, because I was going back and forth with the old man, back and forth, trying to understand and trying to really dig deep in him. And it seems that this old man is from Benin. And as he was telling me a bit, he was telling me that indeed they use snakes to heal and to do so many stuff. And he was especially on the side of the story where he was telling me that most of the people, they come from overseas and they come and do these money-making rituals. And as soon as he mentioned that word, I told him to narrate the story and teach me a lot of what is happening about this stuff. And I personally, I wish I can narrate the whole 3 to 4 hours of the whole story of the narration of the old man, because it takes a long time. So I'll try to make it in short. I'll try to make it at least 15 or 20 minutes if I can. And lastly, I asked them that is he marketing himself or not? And he told me that no, he isn't marketing himself. He was just interested because his grandchild was telling him about my videos and what is happening. So he was just teaching me and telling me. So he personally said I shouldn't market him. He doesn't care about that because he already has customers, and those customers will market him. He doesn't need my favor. And you know how old people are. They are pretty stubborn in a polite way. I'm not marketing the old man. I'm just saying the confession of what he says. And I'll try to mimic how he was narrating everything. And the narration goes like this. I'm a 70-year-old man, my child. And do you think that these money-making rituals are worth it? No, my child. And those that are watching your channels and other channels, my grandchild, they should be very careful, because it was not worth it. I know the end results. It is depression. After depression is death. Now, as an experienced old man like me, don't you think that I feel pain and sorrow for those that came looking for power and wealth? Yes, at that time, I will feel in such a way, but I have to just give them what they want. At the end, I know what will happen to their souls. Some of these money-making rituals, you can find out that I had one customer that I remember 13 years ago, because this is not the first time I have done it. It has been there, oh yes, it has been there for a long time, my grandchild. So what that customer did, he came to me and I bathed him inside of my consultation room. And after bathing him in my consultation room, I directed him that as soon as he gets in South Africa, he should bury those charms that I gave him at the 4 corners of his family member's house. So, yes, after he did that, he went there. And as soon as he arrived in South Africa, he called me later that night. It was around 12 in the night, 12 p.m. in the night, as we agreed. After he had done that, the following day, he told me that he did not dream well. His dreams were so scary because he saw people that he didn't know, and they were warning him that he should undig those things that he digged at his family member's house. And at that time, I knew that his ancestors now were fighting against him, because it looked like his ancestors were not allowing that to happen, because that was a sacrifice. Yes, oh yes, my grandchild. He was supposed to sacrifice those family members that he dug up, that muti at that house, because they were supposed to die every year in a specific month. And I forgot to warn him that he should undo it, because I have so many customers. So some customers I forget to warn them to undo. And that money-making ritual that we did, me and that young South African boy, it is that after 2 weeks, you'll find money appearing inside of the room that you'll be sleeping in. In that room, you should be sleeping alone inside of it, so that the spirits can deliver that ritual money to you. After, it seems that this young boy, he became quiet all of a sudden, because I remembered him after on the 4th month, because he had to call me and give me 5% of what he has seen in his room. Meaning, if that money appears inside of the room, maybe it's 20,000 US dollars, he has to remove 5% of that money and throw it inside of a flowing river. That's how I'll receive the money. And it seems that this child of mine, he had become quiet after 2 months, and I knew at the back of my mind that he had died. His ancestors went against him. So that's the whole reason why I always warn some of my customers, especially if they're new, if they came looking for such money-making rituals. And it's not only that, all these money-making rituals, they are all the same, meaning the results are all the same, like I was saying prior to you, my grandchild. And I hope my grandchildren and granddaughters are listening very well, because I like to educate those young ones that are growing. And I feel that I can call them my granddaughters and grandchildren if they are less than 77 years old, because I'm a 70-year-old man as I'm talking to you. It's not all about snakes. I can even give you charms to go and use them for these money-making rituals so that you can become rich. So far, over 700 people came all over the world, coming looking for such things. And indeed, yes, I helped them. And some died because they did not follow the instructions. And some, they turned into scary, weird creatures of the nights. A good example, my grandchild. You can hear that someone became super rich overnight, and all of a sudden, he went missing or he died. Oh yes, my grandchild, it is because of those results that I'm talking to you, because they did not follow the instructions. That's the whole reason why I'm not supporting such things of becoming rich. Is it not worth it to just work hard for 5 years, save your money and work hard, and just live a stress-free life of not committing yourself into a shrine? Think about it. And I guess my grandchildren are listening all over the world. As I see that now your channel, people are watching it. And I know some want to try these things, but I warn them before they go for it. They should know first. They should have knowledge before trying out this stuff. And even other sangomas come to me for power. And if you are sangoma looking for power, there's a river in Benin called the Mono River. It's a flowing big river that connects to the Oma River. I guess even if you do not pronounce those words nicely, those that are from my country, they would understand what you are talking about. Yes, my son. In that river, it flows with many different creatures of the day and the night. Yes, there are many creatures of the day and the night. And some I can talk about. They are water mummies. Water mummies are mermaids. I'll take a sangoma, then I'll call out that water mummy. Or sometimes, because I have so many different powers, as I was taking them over the years, and some, I went to other more powerful traditional healers than me. Oh yes, my son, there are more powerful traditional healers than me. I'm not the only one. I have seen a man that was removing his clothes, and he was hanging them, putting them on air while he was bathing. After taking a bath, he would take those clothes on the air and wear them again. Oh yes, my son, they are more powerful traditional healers than me, and I can say so much about them. But I'm not here to waste your time, just saying and talking about the experiences I have and how I helped people. After taking some of the sangomas that are trying to have power, I can call out a river snake or a serpent, as some people know it. Or I can come and call a mermaid to come and baptize you. After the mermaid baptizes you, it can give you an egg, a small egg that you should swallow. You should not chew it, because as it will instruct me to tell you, you should not chew it, because the consequences are not good. It's either you find instant death, or it can take you down to the river and kills you. So it's better off you follow the instructions so that you can live, especially when you are looking for power. And what you should know, it is that snakes are our totems. We take them as our gods in other words, because when you find a dead snake going around in the village, you have to walk in reverse and take it and bury it and say some small incantation so that you should not have bad luck. Because like I said, we take them as our gods, because snakes are everywhere in Benin. We use them for power. And you should know that there are money-making rituals of using a coffin, where you'll sleep in a coffin in order for you to become wealthy. But there's a lot I can say of how the process of how to do it, but you should just know it is there for you to sleep in the coffin so that you can become more wealthy. And as soon as you do not sleep in that coffin, maybe at a specific time that you insisted that you should sleep at 10 in the night. If you do not sleep at 10 in the night in that coffin, you will instantly die. So that's the whole reason why I do not encourage these money-making rituals, because the end result is death. And what you should know about us sangomas, it is that we cannot cure HIV and AIDS. That is a spiritual disease. It is not really a disease, it is a spiritual disease. Ask yourself, my sons and daughters, that why is it that some people, when they sleep around without using protection, they do not get the disease? But once you try it, even sleeping with a person that looks like he doesn't have the disease, you take it, but that other man slept with the same person but didn't take the disease. Why is it that way, my sons and daughters? Yeah, oh yes, my sons and daughters. HIV/AIDS is a spiritual sickness. Some things you can take them lightly, but it is what it is. I only heard of one woman, I cannot mention the country, but I heard that she can cure this kind of sickness. Because like I said, there are more powerful sangomas than me. But there's one thing that I had realized, my child. You are quite different. And like I said, I've watched some of your confessions and videos in this channel. But what I can say is that you are different. I loved one video that you posted of one boy that was playing in the river and he was taken by a river snake. And that boy became one with the snake. Yes, it is true. There are so many incidents of such things here in my country. You can find out that where there are flowing rivers, and especially these big rivers that do not dry up, there are scary creatures under it that are used for helping people. And I have another room where I keep my spirits. And there's one snake that I especially use in that consultation room, because it's a stage. You come first in my consultation room, and when you want power or something, you go to the other room. And as soon as you enter into that other room, you have to stay there for 7 days without bathing. What I'll do, I'll just call my assistants and order them to give you soft porridge, only to eat. Only soft porridge without drinking water. And the whole reason why I do that, it is because I want you to sweat. That sweat, the more that you sweat, it is the more that your aura comes. So that when my snake comes, it can lick you, it can lick your body, it can lick your body, so that you can connect with my snake. So that when I give you that snake, I don't give you physically that snake, no, my child. I give you that snake spiritually. It will follow you wherever you are. Like I say, wherever you sleep, it will go, it will sleep with you there, for you to have what you want. That is the whole reason why I let my snake lick you, so that it can connect with your sweat. That sweat of yours, it is your DNA. So that DNA will connect with the same snake that will lick you. And what you should know, my child, it is that some people, they are not meant to use herbal medicines, African medicines. Some people, they are only meant for prayer. You should know that, because I have so many incidents where my snake licks some of my customers, and as soon as they arrive back in their countries, they become sick, or some they die because their ancestors won't allow them to do these things. So it is your choice. When you come to me, you should just know that it's either death or you can be lucky to live. Whew, and that's the end of the confession. I ended it here because it takes about 1 hour. I wish I could do part 2 of what the old man was telling me, but we would spend the whole day here listening to what the old man was talking about. And I hope that you learned a lot from this confession of the old man from Benin. We are going international now. Wow, God is working with us now. We are connecting with the whole world now. Very soon we're going to connect with Americans.